Hi again. In this video, we are going to learn week number and DATEDIF function. In Excel, week number function is used to return the week number of the date. And the week number ranges from 1 to 54 as we have 54 weeks in a year. DATEDIF function is used to calculate the number of days, months or years between a two date range. Let's go to our Excel file. In this example, we have the employee name and the date of joining details, and let's calculate the week number. To get the week number of the date, simply type week number. When we type the week number, we see that the description says it returns the week number in the year. And in 1 year, which is 12 months, we have 54 weeks. Let me select week number and select the date. Hit enter. It means that this particular date falls in the 40th week of the year. You see a plus icon here, just double click on it and this will return all the values to other rows. Now let's move on to DATEDIF function. Why do we need DATEDIF function? The DATEDIF function is the date difference between the two dates. For example, I have date of joining date here and I want to know the date difference between this date to the current date. I want to know how many years passed from the joining date to till date. That will help us understand the tenure of the employee. Let's start with the DATEDIF function now. Is equal to DATEDIF bracket. Ideally, when we are taking the difference, we'll take the higher number first and then the lower number to avoid the negativity. But here we have to take the old number first, which is date of joining, comma, today. You can either mention it as today or we have our date range here. This is the today's date. I can just select the cell here. For now, let me just type it as today, comma, and as I want to know the number of years, I have to type double quotes and Y. We can either type uppercase Y or lowercase y. This is not case sensitive. Close the double quotes, close the bracket, enter. So now it says 0 years because the date is 28th of September 2022 and 1 year not completed yet. Let me use the DATEDIF function to get the number of months. It's the same. Let's take the date of joining and or just type today, comma, and for months we'll have to enter M in double quotes. Close the bracket, enter. Now we have months here. Similarly, to get the number of days passed from the joining date to the current date, just need to type DATEDIF, select the date of joining date, comma. You can select this range or type today, comma, and double quotes D for dates. As I mentioned, it's not case sensitive. You can mention it in uppercase or lowercase. Anything works fine. Let me close the bracket. Enter. Now we have 0 years, 8 months and 264 days. Let me select this and drag and drop it to the whole row. Now we have 6 months, 210 days for this joining date. Let me press F2. Now you can see that the formula has B4 and today's date. Here I need both years and months to be shown as the output. So for that, let me use this DATEDIF formula twice because one is for year and another one is for month. Let me copy paste the formula which I've already copied previously. Here this is for year. I don't want this output to just show me the number as 0. I want this to show me as year as well. So here we have to add that text. For that, we have to combine this output with the text, and to combine we have to use this symbol, years. And now I'm combining the year output with the month output. For that, let me copy the formula again, and here instead of year I have to select or type months, M for months. And again, I want this to be shown as months. So I'm going to type this text months here to get that output. Hit enter, and you see here 0 years and 8 months, but it's very close. There's no space in between here, which looks very clumsy. So just add space here. Let's add space here. Now we have 0 years, 8 months. In case when you want even the days to be shown in the output, we have to add the DATEDIF formula again. And to combine the months and days, paste the DATEDIF formula again. For days, it's D. And to mention what is this, we are going to use that text, which is space days. After months, we have not given a space, so let me give a space here. Now we have 0 years, 8 months and 259 days. Drag and drop, and we have this for all the other rows. Next, let's check out another very useful feature in Excel, which is what if analysis, goal seek. Goal seek feature is a what if analysis tool that helps you find the input value that results in the target value that you want. Goal seek requires a formula that uses the input value to give the results in the target value. Let's move on to an Excel file to understand how this works. This is a simple goal seek example where we have total number of units produced for a manufacturing firm is 150 and the item price per unit is 60 rupees. Discount are lower on the overall revenue is 15%. So the total revenue now we have is 7,600. Let's see the individual calculation here. Total quantity is 150 and the per unit price is 60. So 150 into 60 is 9,000. On this 9,000, 15% discount is allowed. So the discount amount is 1350, which gets deducted from 9,000. So after the discount, the total revenue would be 7650. Now, being a production manager, I want to know how many units that I need to produce to get the revenue of 15,000 with the same item price. It's a little difficult to calculate it, but this can be done very easily using the goal seek method. Let's see how to do that. Go to data. We have what if analysis here. Click on that. Select goal seek. The requirement is we have to set the cell. So which cell we need to set? The revenue cell, because we need to change the target revenue and the target revenue has to be 15,000. Now we are looking at the revenue and we are targeting to increase the revenue, but we don't know how much unit has to be produced to go to that revenue amount. So we set the cell as revenue what is the target revenue? 15,000. And we need to know how much quantity to produce for us to get this 15,000 revenue. So let's go to the quantity. Click OK. Now you see here that the GoalSeek has changed the quantity amount to 294.12 to achieve the total target of 15,000. The problem is that we cannot create any quantity which is 29.12. It has to be the whole number. We can create the quantity as just 1 or 2. We cannot create a 1.12 quantity of any product. So let's discard this. Click on what if analysis and go to GoalSeek again. Let's set the cell as revenue because this is where we want the changes to happen. And I'm going to set the value as 15,000. Changing. We tried doing the changes to the quantity. Now let's try doing the changes to item price. Okay. Now the GoalSeek has made the changes to the values here. You see that 60 rupees was the value for 1 unit, but now it's increased to 117.65 for us to get the total revenue of 15,000 with the existing quantity. If this pricing is feasible, then you can go with this pricing for 1 unit. If the production manager thinks that it's okay to charge 117 rupees 65 paise for 1 unit, then we can go ahead with this value. GoalSeek is used for multiple ways, and this is one of a simple example. And GoalSeek is used only when we have to make adjustments to only one input value. Understand the highlights of what we learned in this video. First one is week number function, which helps us to get the week number ranging from week 1 to week 54 for the year. DATEDIF function is used to get the number of the year, months or days difference between two date range. And this can also be used to calculate the age. And the last one that we learned is what if analysis, GoalSeek feature. GoalSeek helps us to arrive at a solution for the input value. GoalSeek works only with one variable input value. That's it in this video. Thank you.